Welcome, welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining the show today. I am Dr. Ava, an internal medicine hospitalist, and a lot of people don't know what a hospitalist is. And it's an internal medicine doctor who's solely in the hospital setting. A little bit more about me: I have three kids, ages 13, 10, and 8. I've been married 10 years to another physician. And I'm also an author. I wrote a book called Paging Dr. You, geared towards those interested in going into the medical field. I'm also the owner of Dr. Ava Coaching, with the goal of coaching future medical students. I will be hosting Health Moments with Dr. Ava for season 5 of the Hope TV. The show is about not just having good health and giving medical information, but it's more of a holistic approach that will help you have good and healthy life altogether. Remember that I would not be giving specific medical advice, but general ones. Always, always seek advice with your own personal doctor. So today's show will be about women and the notion of having it all. Every so often, I get asked the question, can women have it all? But the real question is, why are women the only ones who have to deliberate this question? Why not men? We need to start thinking about women's career in the same way that we think about the men's career. We need to start making the working father as much a part of the conversation and the solution as the working mother. But that's my opinion. Let's dive in a little bit more. So, having it all is not exactly a myth, but it's a knotty issue that requires untangling before, so that each of us can figure out what it means in our own life. Today, it's more commonly used as a catch all phrase for women's ability to raise a family and have a career. I mean, we can do both. I'm doing both. But more people should be talking honestly about the fact that it's very hard to balance a happy, fulfilled personal life with a respected professional life. That's not an easy thing to do. The secret is to give and take and knowing how to juggle priorities. I think that having it all doesn't mean the same thing for every woman. Some women don't want a powerful position. Some women don't want marriage. Some women don't want to be mothers. Even if you have a supportive spouse and an intense professional commitment, the deck is still stacked against any woman who wants to reach the top of her career while also caring for kids. So, that being said, I want to bring in a guest, someone that I personally know, who I think has done a phenomenal job in balancing her career. She's also a mother to three kids. She's a wife, she's a business owner. She recently opened up her own direct primary care and medical spa facility right here in Stockbridge, Georgia, and it's called Prime Direct Care. She's killing it, and she's an inspiration to so many. Welcome, Bridget Randolph.
Hello, thank you, Dr. Eva, for having me. It's good
Thank
to
you
see
so much for
you.
joining us today.
Thank you.
So
So,
tell us a little bit more about you.
a little bit
Go ahead.
about me. I'm Bridget Randolph. I'm a nurse practitioner. I've been a nurse practitioner for about 11 years now. I've worked both in the hospital setting, in the outpatient setting. I've cared for very sick people and well people. And I've learned a whole lot in my career for the last 11 years. I'm married, been married for 17 years now with three kids, two boys and a little girl. And I love traveling and shopping. That's when I'm not working, that's what I like to do. But in the past 11 years, after working in one of the most of the major hospitals here in the city, I decided to branch off and do my own thing, using what I've learned all these years and opening up my own thing and being able to provide care to individuals in a different setting. So, Prime Direct Care, what we essentially do is we try to provide quality, affordable, and convenient healthcare to everybody, whether you have insurance or not. And it's based on the direct primary care model, which is a membership based model. So it's not your traditional, clinics or healthcare plans where you go in and you present your insurance card and they run your insurance and all that. You sign up as a member, as a family of the practice, and we know you by name. You have direct access to me. You call me anytime you want, whatever you need. As a member of the practice, we take care of you. And your monthly membership covers about 85% of your healthcare needs. So, Prime Direct Care, like I
Wow,
said,
let's
it's
do all of that.
yes, it's just there to help, everybody be able to have access to healthcare. So that's my passion. That's my baby right now. I've been working on this for the past year, and we added a med spa to the primary care services where we do Botox and IV hydration and your aesthetic things in most med spas. So I'm excited to embark this journey and see where it takes me.
That's awesome. And thank you again for being here with us today. So let's talk a little bit. Do you think that women can have it all?
Absolutely. Women should have it all. I don't even know why that's a question, but I understand because of our traditional roles as women. We are the homemakers and we're expected to take care of the home. So profession and acquiring businesses is sort of not a thing for women, even though I think it's changing these days compared to the old age. I think women are doing more and they're breaking out of that shell. So can women have it all? Yes, and they should strive to have it all. It's very
How do you
difficult.
balance everything as busy as you are? Because you just
Well,
named a lot of things you've been doing, including this new practice that you opened up the last year, on top of being a wife, a mother to three, working in the hospital setting. I mean, how do you balance everything as busy as you are?
I think in order to get it all or strive to get it all, it takes a village. You need a huge support system. I mean, you have to have a supportive spouse if you're married. You know, you have to have a network of friends that believe in you, that cheer you on, and you can call and cry on when it's bad times and celebrate with you when it's good times. So I think even the children, my kids help me with IT stuff. My daughter is my little TikTok manager. And she helps me, with the little things that I don't know how to do, that I'm still trying to figure out. My boys help me with IT work. They come to the clinic and clean on the weekends. Like, it takes a village. And I think, for women, you can't do it all by yourself. I mean, you need to tap into your resources and help you get to the point where you want to get to.
So
I
I have a
mean,
question
men.
for you.
Mhm.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your
No,
thought, and then I'll ask
no,
you the
I'm
next
just saying,
question.
I'm sure it's the same thing for men too. They have their own network of friends whenever they want to get businesses going and they tap into that network. So absolutely women should do the same.
I have a question for you. Did your mother
Sure.
work also?
Yes, she worked part of her life early on, but then she became a housewife. So when she got older, in her, I would say in her late 40s, she decided to stay home because her husband was ill and started, taking care of him. So she retired the whole profession and business thing just to take care of home and make sure he's good. But I learned from early on from my mom, my grandparents, that you have to be independent. You cannot rely on your spouse or your man to take care of you, no matter how rich he is, because you know it may not be the same forever. So if anything happens in his world, which is in turn going to affect you, you need to be able to stand on your own and do what you need to do to support your family. So, being a housewife was really not a thing in my household growing up.
Yeah, because I was wondering, did you see your mother work hard? Is that what made you want to work hard too? So, but
Yes,
you did
yes,
answer the question. Okay.
yes.
Have you ever had to bring your kids to work with you?
Yes, I actually did. They recently had fall break, so I had to bring all three of them here. Of course, I put them to work when they're here. So my boys were, were helping set up the med spa because we had a few things we had to put up on the wall and things like that. So they were working, and my daughter was, picking up stuff from the floor. Like I tried to instill in them what my family instilled in me, that, you can't get everything taken care of and feel entitled because you feel like, oh, mom and dad, will do everything for me. You have to start early and learn that, working is something that you're going to have to do. It's going to start really soon. So practice, practice, practice. Keep the kids involved, engaged, let them understand what true hard work means. Let them see it at your workplace. And I think it will benefit them in the future as well.
So I know for me, being so busy, being a working mom, having businesses, I'm always worried about missing out. And the mom
Mhm.
guilt sometimes kicks in. Are you ever worried about that happening?
Oh my gosh, yes. So I recently had a business launch when I opened up the med spa, and I think for that week I was working like 15 hours a day, and so I hadn't seen my daughter for like, I mean, when I say haven't seen her, I've laid eyes on her, but we haven't really spent time together. We hadn't talked for like 4 or 5 days leading up to the event. So I would get home. I would leave the house really early. She gets on the bus and goes to school. By the time I get home, she's already asleep. I get home like a little after 9. And
Yeah,
so, like I said, I hadn't seen her in a couple of days. So Sunday, I was really feeling that, that mom guilt.
yeah.
So I had to make that day mommy and Brielle's day. So we did things that she loved to do. She likes to go to Starbucks. So we went to Starbucks, got her mocha frappuccino. We watched a movie. We talked. We painted our nails at the house. So it's just, I think it was more for me to feel better, not really for, not really. I mean, she was enjoying the time, but I was doing that to make me feel better because I'm like, oh my goodness, I have not been the best mom the last couple of days. So, those moments happen and you just have to pick yourself back up and make it right the best way you can.
Have you seen more people now trying to do wills and estate planning now that we've gone through it, are still going through the COVID-19 phase of our lives?
I've seen a lot more people trying to do that, to have wills, to have healthcare directives, to even to the point of having living trust. For example, a will goes through probate, so it's public knowledge. But trusts are not public knowledge, so families are really starting to take a hard look at what if I'm incapacitated.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
So I think it's very important for women to have this discussion. It could be a little bit touchy, but it's reality, okay?
Mhm.
That a lot of times the men can just get up, go to work, have a successful, thriving business because they don't really have to worry about the day in and day out of doing things for the kids or with the kids the way that the women have to.
Mm-hmm.
Getting up, getting the kids, dressing the kids, making breakfast. They can just get up and go and focus on their career, focus on making
Mm-hmm.
money, and
Mm-hmm.
focus on maybe building their brain or doing all of that. Whereas the women have to juggle a lot of the household responsibilities and the kids. And that's
Mm-hmm.
reality. That's the truth. That's the majority. I'm not saying that's everybody's situation, but that's the situation in the majority of the households. What is your take on that?
I feel like that's absolutely right. But the solution to that problem is communication. I mean, you have to communicate with your spouse, your partner. They have to understand the mission, what it is that you're trying to do. They have to be your equal partner in everything. So if they understand you have a goal, that you're trying to reach, their support is going to help you attain that goal. So I think having that communication and asking for that help. I know a lot of women, to us is natural. We are the caretakers. We want to do everything for the kids, for the household, and we don't ask for help most of the time. We assume that role naturally, and we sort of become super women. Sometimes the men will chill if you don't ask them to help.
Right.
What is that saying that our grandparents tell us? A man is only going to treat you the way you allow him to treat you. That is very real in this century. Okay, so ladies, please communicate with your spouses. They will help. Let them know how you feel. Let them know what a huge burden you have taken on. You need the help. You need the support. Even if you have to design chores. I mean, you can get down to the basics to where you pick up a pen and a paper and write down trash needs to be taken out this day. I mean, have a chore list. If
Mm.
your spouse doesn't know how to help you, he hasn't figured out, what the right approach is, you step in and you show him how he can help you. So put a list together, help me with picking up the kids this day, help me with taking them to practice this day. I need you to, cook on Wednesday night because I'm not going to be home until 9 p.m. Like, make it specific. Don't just say, can you help me? That's too broad. How does he know how to help you? Get down to the specifics and ask for help. And if your
Yeah, and
partner.
I think that's one thing that a lot of women don't know how to do because
Mhm.
society has gender roles, what the woman is supposed to do, what the man is supposed to do. I mean, what my grandparents used to do back in the day, and I see it till today, what my grandma does for my grandpa, is
Mhm.
almost impossible for me to do now. Because I have a
Yeah,
career, I'm
yeah,
too busy. I mean, it's only 24 hours in a day. It's only so much that you can do. So
right.
the gender role is still a very real thing in today's society, even
Mhm,
though
mhm,
things have changed. Women are working now just as much as men are working. We're paying the
mhm,
bills just as much as men are doing it. But still, the mentality of the woman has to be home to cook and clean and take care of the man and do XYZ with the kids is
mhm,
still a very real thing. And
mhm.
I think that is something that we need to change in society because when 2021, it's not what it used to be in the 1920s.
And I have to say this too. I mean, a man's ego is always going to be in play when we're talking about all this stuff. But when you have the right partner and he understands the mission and he's on your team, I think, sometimes, it's hard for them, but they will put that ego aside and do what they need to do to help you excel.
Exactly. Because if you excel, he excels. The kids
Yes,
excel. Everybody
everybody
excels.
wins.
Everybody's happy,
Everybody
right?
wins.
Everybody
Everybody wins.
wins. Exactly. It's
Yeah.
not a competition. It's not a tug of war. It's pretty much a unified front. Communication is key. Like you said, that's the most important thing. Communicate your
Yeah.
exact needs,
Mhm.
and let it be known. what your exact needs are, because
Mm-hmm.
ultimately everybody wants to make everybody happy, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So now that a lot of women, especially Black women,
Mm-hmm.
are becoming entrepreneurs, opening up their own businesses, working hard, going to school, getting their degrees. A lot of women are out earning men in many, many industries. How do you
Mm-hmm.
think we are reshaping everything?
How do I think women are receiving that?
Are reshaping,
How we are reshaping it?
reshaping
Oh, I mean,
everything?
I think women are doing great. I mean, if you look back 20, 30 years from now, oh, how much growth women have made.
Oh,
I mean, we have women CEOs in major corporations. I mean, the narrative has changed. Even though we're still fighting for, equal pay and things
mhm.
like that, I think we've come a long way and we need to keep pushing the envelope because I feel like we're the smartest being. I mean, we can do it all. So we should have it all, So I think we are reshaping it for the best. And I'm so excited, to see our future daughters grow up to be everything that we envisioned them to be, everything they want to be in life with no
Right,
restrictions
right.
and
And
get
having the
compensated.
example.
Exactly. And getting compensated and getting, what they deserve along the way. So,
Right,
you know,
right. And it's all about teaching the little girls that you have a dream and you can accomplish that. You know,
yeah.
anything you set your mind to is definitely doable and possible as long as you
Hmm.
work hard for it. And no one can ever tell
Hmm.
you that you cannot do it because you're a woman. What a
Hmm.
man can do now, a woman can do too.
Right.
So it's important to have that independence. Like you said, your
Hmm.
grandma always told you that. My grandma always told me that. You know, no matter
Hmm.
how rich your husband is or how successful he is, you still want to have your own,
Hmm.
um, because it makes you feel good to know that you worked so hard to accomplish something that you dreamt of forever.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It
Mhm,
makes you fulfilled as a human being.
mhm.
I think even though your household, you may be the best mom, the best wife, you're always gonna miss that piece as an individual. What are my passions? What are my dreams? What did I come here on this earth to do that fulfills me? So that's that piece that every woman should try to figure out or strive to do outside of the household if they do have them. And don't limit
Agree.
yourself thinking that, oh, I can just that's all I'm expected to do, or that's all I can do is be a stay-at-home mom and make sure my family is good. I mean,
Right.
that's a big responsibility.
And for those who aspire to do that, then that's fine too. That's your choice,
Yeah,
your life,
that's
your decision.
okay. That's okay. Yes.
Absolutely,
But
absolutely.
don't cut
But
yourself short. Mm-hmm.
exactly, exactly. Always remember that
Yeah.
you as an individual, you have dreams and aspirations too. And
Yeah.
you should be able to tap into your resources and realize those dreams if that's what your heart
Yes.
desires.
Yes. And even though we are professional, business women and things like that, I know for most of us, our number one role, our number one and favorite role is mom. So throughout
Mhm.
all of this, that still comes first. If anything is going on that I have to stop everything for, I will stop everything for. I will stop the show if I have to take care of something, urgently when it comes to the kids or the family. That's always going to
Right.
come first. But it's still, trying to like juggle both and make sure everything is going smoothly is the real challenge. And with the right
Right.
resources, the right network, it's very possible.
Right. And you'll be surprised how many times I get asked the question, like, your husband's a doctor. Why do you work so hard? I mean,
No, wow. Yeah.
yeah. And I'm like, you ask him that question? I'm a doctor too. Are you gonna go ask him why he works so hard? So
Right,
why is it
right, right.
always a question that they ask the women and they don't ask
Yeah,
the men the same question? So it's like the
yeah,
standards are
yeah,
still
yeah.
we've come a long way, like you said, but there's still a long way to go.
Yeah, and we're gonna keep working hard, and it's gonna get better, generations to come. So, very soon we'll have a white president. I mean, a white president, a woman president
A
in the
woman
United
president.
States, a woman president in the United States very soon. I see it coming in the next couple of years. So we're getting there. We're getting there.
Okay.
Look, we have a
Next
vice
couple of
president now. So
That's
we have a
true.
vice president now. So it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, we've come a long way. All right.
Yeah. So this is a great conversation. I think, women should just feel, empowered. We all need to come together, support each other and uplift each other so we can be the best versions of ourselves.
Absolutely.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Jermaine Dolly, Mr. Hello Dolly himself. And guess what? You're tuned in to Tea and Worship with my homies, Mignon and Corey. Keep it out, y'all.
Hey y'all, it's Candy West, and you're watching Tea and Worship with Mignon and Corey.
It's your boy James Fortune, and you are watching my favorite news show, Tea and Worship, with my sis Mignon and Corey.
So yeah, mom guilt is definitely a real thing. That's something that happens to me all the time. And finding ways to cope and deal with it is the most important. When you're trying to deal with having businesses, working full time, and being a mother at the same time, I mean, we're living testaments of that.
Mhm.
It's doable, it's possible. Like you said, you need a village, it takes a village, but finding ways to deal with working mom guilt is super important.
Yeah, and aside from the mommy guilt too, then there's this other part about taking care of yourself, making time for yourself. We go and go, make sure the business is right, make sure the household is okay, make sure the kids are taken care of, and sometimes, you the person gets left behind. For instance, like I said, I've been working so hard the last couple of days to get this launch going. Didn't sleep for days, didn't really eat the way I should, properly the last couple of days. Even today, this morning, I was too tired to put on makeup. I just put on a little lip gloss because I was so exhausted. I'm like, let me just go and take care of my patients today. And, I just don't have the time. So I think as we think about the family, the business, the kids, we need to always take that time to take care of us. And I had to remind myself when I walked in here feeling tired and not looking my best, I said to myself, okay, after all this launch is done, this coming weekend, I need to take some time to get some rest and do something that I like to do. Like I told you, I like traveling, so I need to schedule a travel date. Even if it's just for 2 3 days, just to get my mind right and come back refreshed and get into it. I think it's really important to do that as well as a woman, who is striving to have it all.
Having to balance the question always comes up as to whether or not we can have it all. And I want to ask you, do you have dinner with your kids every night? How important is that to you?
I try to when I can, but I'm not gonna lie to you. It does not happen every night. A couple nights out of the week. I'm busy. I work late. So we FaceTime and I do my best, but not every night. It doesn't happen every night, but I try to, and I know that that's what most people try to do as working individuals. At least have that family time, but it's not always possible.
Okay. And do you ever feel that as women, your partner is an equal parent? Because to me, I feel like so much of the home responsibility still falls on the women's shoulder. Even though you're a boss, you have your own business, you're working, you're trying to find time for the kids, you're trying to find time for your patient, you're trying to find time for yourself. When you come home, we still have the burden of having most of the household responsibility. Do you feel your partner is an equal parent?
I think he tries. But moms are always going to be moms. I mean, even things that the kids can go to dad for, they still come to mom.
That's right.
That's just what it is. So I don't feel like that responsibility is ever going to be equal. I mean, I think it's always going to be unbalanced. And we are going to take on more. But my husband is phenomenal. He does a lot around the house, helps with the kids. He makes sure that things are taken care of, so that when I'm here, I can have the peace of mind and not have to worry about the kids and things that need to be done in the household. And he even helps me here at the practice with the business. So I'm very fortunate. I'm blessed, and I feel like I said early on, that's a piece of that support system and that you know network that you need to be able to be successful.
Okay, so what would you say to the women out there who don't think that women can have it all? Who think that the notion of women having it all is a lie?
Well, I think they may not feel it or believe it because of their circumstance, because of their support system. It all boils down to who you have in your corner that's motivating you, that's coaching you. Because having a support system or having people around is not just somebody that can help you financially when you need help. Friendships and networks, everybody plays a role in making you whole. Some people are good mentors, good coaches that you need to just talk to give you good advice. Some people can help you financially. I mean, there's so many pieces of this. So I think women that feel the way they do lack that self-esteem, lack that support system to even think that is possible. So I
Right.
think they need to be nurtured. They need to build their self-esteem. They need to boost their confidence. And with good self-esteem and with good confidence, you can achieve anything.
I agree. Using your resources is what you're saying.
Yes.
Looking
Yes.
around at your circle, not everyone has the same circle, but there has
Mhm.
to be people around you that you can rely on, that you can ask help to. It's all about using the resources that are available to you.
Yeah. The saying, what do they say? Your network is your net worth. It's a true
Right.
thing. It's a true thing.
It's a true thing. It's a true thing. That's right. Well, I want to thank you today for joining us in this episode. Your insight was very helpful, very important because I know how busy you are and I know you personally. And I see day in and day out how you're living your life, how you're balancing everything, how you're using your resources. I mean, you're there for me when I need someone to watch the kids. If I'm going out of town, I know I can call you and drop the kids off at your house for a weekend. So I want you to share your final thought before we say goodbye.
I just want to say to every woman that is doubting that they can attain everything they want to attain in life, achieve it all. Yes, you can. Go for it. Go for it. Take baby steps.
Amen.
Take that first step and build upon those steps. And you can turn something small to something major as long as you believe and you have the right team around you. So that's how
Amen.
I feel. All
Well,
right.
thank you again for joining us today. We'll see
You
you
are
again next
so
time.
welcome. Thank you, Dr. Eva.
All right, this was a great conversation with Bridget Randolph from Prime Direct Care. But I want to give you my take. So, in closing, my opinion is yeah, you can have it all. But the all, I think, is different things to different people. And it means different things in different careers and different industries. I think every single individual needs to define their own definition of what having it all means. You should always aim high. You should always strive for excellence. You should always strive to be a better person, and strive to have the life that you define for yourself, that nobody else defines for you, but that you define for yourself. And maybe it's time that we realize that having it all also doesn't mean doing it all. You can have it all, but that doesn't mean you can do it all. It means sharing it all. It means ensuring that men and women pull their weight as equally as possible in a family, that women no longer feel ashamed for hiring help, getting help, or even asking for help. Life, career, parenthood is a series of compromises and choices. So ask yourself the question, what do I want and how do I want to get it? Ultimately, you are in control of your life and you create the life that you want for yourself. This is my opinion. This is my take on it. Thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you again on the next show.